I was doing an interview to offer them a platform to tell their story about why they left. And that was my number one intention, was just clarity on why did you leave? And so some of the things that were revealed in that interview came as a surprise to me. And those surprises are now referred to as bombshell. But I didn't set out to do a bombshell interview. I set out to do an interview, have a conversation that would allow.
Meghan Markle, absolutely fuming, reportedly had steam coming out of her ears after Oprah Winfrey dropped a bombshell of a joke on a recent podcast. Now, we all know Oprah. She doesn't just joke. When Oprah throws shade, it's not a gentle breeze. It's a Category 5 hurricane with a silk scarf and a knowing twinkle in her eye. But what exactly did the Queen of Talk say that sent Meghan into such a tizzy? And why is everyone suddenly looking at their friendship, or lack thereof, under a microscope?
I have them. So I would have taken the Sussexes.
You mean, wait, you mean my gift would have been...
Nobody knows.
Word on the street is, during a laid-back chat on Kelly Ripa's podcast, Oprah was asked about receiving baby chicks as a gift. Innocent enough, right? Then, with that signature Oprah smirk, she reportedly quipped, "I'd run them straight over to the Sussex sexes." Sussex sexes. Folks, you heard that right, not Sussex. Not like the Duke and Duchess, but Sussex sex, sounding like a bad autocorrect from a 2007 flip phone. The room chuckled, Kelly laughed it off, but the internet? Oh, the internet detectives went into overdrive. But why would Oprah, the very same woman who gave Meghan and Harry their global platform, suddenly butcher their prize title?
Last name. And so here she appeared on Kelly Ripa's Let's Talk Off Camera podcast on Wednesday. And after Kelly asked Oprah if she would enjoy receiving baby chicks as a gift, the veteran talk show host said no, and added, "I'd run them straight over to the Sussexes," while mispronouncing the name by adding extra X's at the end.
This wasn't just some innocent slip of the tongue. Rumors say it was a calculated jab. When Oprah speaks, it's never by accident. Every syllable is curated, every pause is intentional. This wasn't a blooper reel moment. This was a roast disguised as a friendly chuckle wrapped in a velvet bow. And while the rest of the world was giggling, Meghan Markle, we hear, was anything but amused. Because for Meghan, the Sussex name isn't just a title, it's her entire post-royal identity, her brand, her very oxygen mask in the turbulent seas of Hollywood. But why would Oprah risk upsetting the very people she once championed so publicly? Think about it. This is the same Oprah who, back in that infamous 2021 sit-down, treated Meghan's every word like gospel, nodding with grave concern, offering what appeared to be unwavering allyship as Meghan aired out Buckingham Palace's supposed dirty laundry, racism accusations, royal tears, even suicidal ideation. Oprah was there, holding court. So, for her to now be publicly mangling Sussex like a cheap karaoke performance, whispers are, it hit Meghan where it hurts the most, her carefully constructed image. But what does this sudden shift from ally to apparent adversary truly signify for Meghan's future?
It's under enormous strain. We all have sympathy for her, but she likes playing the victim. And we're talking about tears over bridesmaids' dresses and stuff like this. I mean, it's like, married at first sight more than the future of the royal family, isn't it?
Look, to be honest, I did think that watching this. I thought perspective goes a long way, doesn't it? The privilege they have. I love that she's speaking out about the mental health issues, but that's what...
Insiders are buzzing that Meghan's team went into immediate damage control mode, trying to figure out what in the royal heck just happened. But honestly, for anyone paying attention, Oprah's alleged distancing didn't come out of nowhere. We haven't seen the cozy Instagram reposts, the gift baskets, the public affirmations. The last time they were even seen in the same room, at a Montecito book launch, Oprah reportedly breezed in.
Ian Hazard's use of their Sussex name is sending me back, actually, to this story right here, where a few months back, Megsy corrected Mindy Kaling on her Netflix show, saying, "I'm not Meghan Markle."
Meghan's entire royalty-light, compassionate duchess turned influencer mogul image just got reduced to a punchline. And not just any punchline, but a humiliating mispronunciation of her most prized identity marker. Some might call it a silly little flub, but come on, this is Oprah. The woman who doesn't sneeze without branding it first, when she said Sussex sex, she knew it would land. And oh, It landed all right, like a meteor made of memes and Twitter GIFs, dragging Meghan right back into the court of public opinion. But what was Meghan's immediate reaction to this very public, very pointed joke? To add a sprinkle of salt to that fresh wound, rumors are swirling that Meghan was absolutely livid, not just embarrassed, but betrayed. Apparently, she truly believed her bond with Oprah was deeper than just business. Honey, this is Hollywood. Loyalty here is worth less than last season's podcast pitch. Once you stop pulling numbers, once you're more scandal than sparkle, people start jumping ship. And Oprah? She's not about to let your sinking brand drag her yacht into the Mariana Trench. But how did Meghan try to get to the bottom of this very public slight? Sources say Meghan immediately reached out through a mutual friend, desperate to clarify if the remark was intentional. The response? Radio silence. In Oprah speak, that's the equivalent of a restraining order, folks. She's calculated, curated, and always acutely aware of how every syllable plays out in public. If she wanted to protect Meghan, she would have corrected herself mid-sentence. She didn't. If she wanted to laugh it off and redirect, she would have. She didn't. Instead, she let the moment marinate in all its shady glory and then moved on as if Meghan Markle never even happened. But what does Oprah's silence truly mean for the future of the Sussex brand? And here's where it gets tragically funny. If you're into dark humor, we're talking about a woman, Meghan, who allegedly even corrected Mindy Kaling on her Netflix show on camera, insisting, "It's Meghan Sussex now, don't you know?" Honey, that's not how titles work. You don't just slap a noble name next to your first like it's a Twitter handle. Legally, she's Rachel Meghan Markle, not Meghan Sussex. Not Princess Meghan, just Rachel. But Rachel doesn't sell skincare lines, does it? So, what does Oprah's very public mockery really signify beyond just a humorous jab? This is a warning shot, a subtle but savage one. Hollywood royalty just pulled the plug. The very same platform that helped elevate Meghan to global icon status with that explosive sit-down is now reportedly treating her like yesterday's guest. And if Oprah's out, you can bet your bottom dollar others will follow. Whispers are already swirling among PR insiders that brands are hesitant to partner with Meghan because her identity narrative is getting messier than a toddler's first art project. But why are brands suddenly getting cold feet? And what does it say about Meghan's current appeal? Translation: the Duchess card doesn't slap like it used to. It's getting tired, overplayed, and if there's one thing the industry hates more than a bad script, it's predictability. Meghan's message hasn't really evolved since 2020. She's still stuck in the "I escaped the palace" storyline, but without the palace, it's just, well, whining. And Oprah, who knows how to ride the tide of cultural shifts better than a professional surfer, clearly sees the writing on the wall. It doesn't help that Meghan's recent projects have reportedly flopped harder than a 2012 reboot. But what about the other half of the Sussex equation, Prince Harry? How is he handling all this? The Spotify deal? Gone. The Netflix show? Critically panned. Her jam line? Turns out it's more of a punchline. And her public appearances are less and less frequent, replaced with overly curated Instagram posts and PR fluff. Oprah doesn't back losers, and right now, rumors say Meghan is looking like a bad investment. So, where does she go from here? Lay low, rebuild, find a way to reconnect with the public without leaning on titles or drama? But something tells us Meghan isn't quite ready to surrender the crown she never actually had. But what does this all mean for Harry, who once seemed so committed to this new path? Because while Meghan's dealing with title mockery and social snubs, Prince Harry's allegedly out here looking like a man who just realized he bought a one-way ticket on the wrong train. Sources close to the couple say he's deeply embarrassed by how things have turned out. Not just Oprah's joke, but the broader sense that their influence is fading faster than a summer tan. The power couple once hailed as modernizing the monarchy now can't even reportedly get a cameo on a red carpet without whispers of desperation. But is Harry making moves to change their current trajectory? He's reportedly trying to dial things back. There's been talk about reconnecting with the royal family, appearing at key charity events in the UK again, and maybe, just maybe, stepping away from the Sussex brand entirely. It's ironic, really. The man who left the firm for freedom is now allegedly looking over his shoulder, wondering if he made a royal mistake. And as Meghan clings tighter to the title that no longer gets her invited to Oprah's brunches, Harry seems to be slowly drifting toward a future that doesn't include it at all. But what does this fundamental disagreement about their public identity mean for their relationship? And that's what truly stings for Meghan, because this was her plan, her rebrand, her identity. The Duchess of Sussex was supposed to be her golden ticket, her new Hollywood surname, her passport into elite circles. But with Oprah cracking jokes and the world chuckling along, that ticket's been torn in half. And unlike royalty, Hollywood doesn't do reparations. You fall behind and they forget your name. Even the people who once championed her cause are pulling back. The Obamas? Nowhere to be seen. Beyoncé? Silent. Tyler Perry? Cryptic. Even the folks at Netflix are reportedly reassessing future collaborations. This isn't just one joke, it's the echo of a cultural shift. But what will Meghan do when faced with this harsh new reality? Meghan Markle is no longer the woman everyone's afraid to criticize. She's now the woman people feel comfortable laughing at. And in this industry, folks, that is the beginning of the end. So what's next? For the Duchess, formerly known as, well, you know? She has two choices. Option 1, play the victim again. Release a heartfelt statement about how hurtful words have consequences, and spin Oprah's comment into another chapter of the never-ending saga of media bullying. But that card, it's been played and it's worn out. People aren't buying the damsel narrative anymore, especially when it's coming from someone living in a $14 million mansion with private security and luxury endorsements. But is there a second, more effective option for her? Option 2, pivot hard. Meghan could actually embrace the moment, laugh it off, make a cheeky comment, show she's in on the joke. The only way to survive in Hollywood when you're losing your grip is to reinvent, and to do it faster than anyone expects. But the real question is, can she? Because reinvention requires humility. It requires letting go of the curated image, admitting that the last chapter didn't go the way it was supposed to. And for Meghan, whose entire brand is built on the idea that she's always been right, always been misunderstood, always been the underdog, to suddenly admit she miscalculated, that would be the biggest plot twist of all. But what will be the final word from Oprah on this whole messy situation? Time is ticking, and the silence from Oprah speaks volumes. No apology, no clarification, no I love Meghan follow-up, just a laugh, and then nothing. That kind of silence in Hollywood, it's louder than any scandal. It's the sound of doors quietly closing. And for Meghan, it's a terrifying sound, because the dream she sold the world, the dream of a biracial American actress turning into a global Duchess icon, is reportedly starting to fade. The fairy tale is cracking, and even the fairy godmother Oprah is waving her wand somewhere else now. And what does this all mean for the very foundation of the Sussex brand? In the end, perhaps this was always inevitable. Maybe the Sussex brand was never built to last outside the palace walls. Maybe Meghan's ambition was too big for the title, too bold for the narrative, too hungry for the kind of validation that Hollywood doesn't hand out for free. Because once the spotlight moves on, the only thing that keeps you in the game is authenticity, not branding, not titles, just realness. And Oprah, with one well-placed, allegedly innocent joke, just reminded the world that the crown Meghan's been clinging to might have been made of paper all along. So, Meghan Markle, Duchess, actress, influencer, visionary, what now? Because the audience has heard your story and now they're laughing.